He always thought the little things didn't matter. A little fatigue. He was in his 70s, after all. Shortness of breath climbing stairs. That's just what happens with age, right? Swollen ankles, some dizziness here and there, a lingering cough that wouldn't quite go away. John simply waved it all off with a shrug and a tired smile. He'd always been the strong one. A retired high school teacher, John had spent 40 years standing at the front of classrooms, guiding generations through literature and life lessons. He raised 3 kids with his wife, Marion, coached Little League on weekends, and even helped build the gazebo in the local park. Everyone knew John. Everyone respected him. And John never complained. But the truth was, something had been quietly breaking inside him. It all started the day he forgot his way home. It was a chilly morning in early March when Marion got the call. A neighbor had found John sitting on a bench 2 blocks from their house, confused and pale, clutching his chest but insisting he was just a little lightheaded. Marion rushed to him, panic rising in her chest. She'd been noticing the changes too, his increasing irritability, his struggle to sleep lying flat, the sudden weight gain, the way he gasped after simple tasks. She had begged him to see a doctor. He always brushed it off. "I'm just getting old, Marion," he said every time, with that same familiar stubbornness that used to make her fall in love with him, and now terrified her. That afternoon, she didn't ask. She drove him straight to the ER. The diagnosis hit harder than either of them expected. Congestive heart failure. Stage B, the doctor said. The heart muscle had weakened. Symptoms had been creeping in, not overnight, but over years. The fatigue, the breathlessness, the bloating, even the memory issues. Signs they had mistaken for aging were actually cries for help from a failing heart. The doctor listed them one by one, and with each symptom, Marion's face paled. She had seen them all. And John, he'd ignored every single one. Sitting in that sterile room, with monitors beeping and IVs dripping, John finally understood. He wasn't invincible. And he wasn't just tired. He was sick. The weeks that followed were hard. Heart failure doesn't just go away. It's a condition you manage, not cure. There were medications to take. Fluid restrictions. Daily weight checks. Appointments with cardiologists and physical therapists. It was overwhelming at first, but Marion stood by him, just like she had when they were 23 and broke, or when their daughter battled cancer, or when they buried his father. They adjusted, slowly. John hated the changes at first, the saltless food, the walking schedule, the pill organizer by the bed. But something else began to change, too. He started listening. He joined a senior heart support group, where he met other men, proud, once strong, now humbled, who shared stories just like his. He cried during the second meeting, something he hadn't done in decades. He realized how many lives were being lost not because people didn't care, but because they didn't know. Or worse, because they ignored the signs. He started to speak at local community centers, churches, even barbershops, sharing his journey. Heart failure isn't the end, he'd say. But ignoring the signs, that might be. John began to keep a journal. In it, he wrote about the 13 symptoms he had ignored, symptoms that now, in hindsight, had been his body screaming for help. 1. Constant fatigue. 2. Shortness of breath with routine tasks. 3. Swollen legs, ankles, and feet. 4. Rapid or irregular heartbeat. 5. Persistent cough or wheezing. 6. Increased need to urinate at night. 7. Difficulty concentrating or confusion. 8. Sudden weight gain from fluid retention. 9. Lack of appetite and nausea. 10. Difficulty exercising or walking even short distances. 11. Lightheadedness or fainting. 12. Trouble sleeping while lying flat. 13. Chest tightness or pressure. He shared them not just in his speeches, but in handwritten letters to his children. In one of them, he wrote to his son, who had just turned 40, "Son, don't be like me. Don't think toughness is silence. Pay attention to your body. You're not weak for getting checked. You're strong for staying alive." John's story rippled. A man in his church went for a checkup after hearing John speak, caught his heart issue early. A woman in his bridge group convinced her husband to go to urgent care after recognizing his shortness of breath. The senior center put up posters listing the 13 signs. People were listening. A year later, John stood at the annual Senior Health Awareness Fair. He was thinner now, slower in step, but his voice had grown stronger than ever. Marion watched from the front row as he read from his journal, looking up at a crowd of gray hair, warm faces, and listening hearts. My life didn't end with a diagnosis, he said. It began again with awareness. He closed his speech with a message he'd rehearsed a dozen times. It's not age. It's not laziness. It's not just a little tired. If your heart is struggling, it will speak to you, every day. The question is, are you listening? The crowd applauded, many wiping tears from their eyes. John stepped down, gripping Marion's hand as they walked together, slower now, but together, and stronger for it. Because the truth is, heart failure isn't just a medical condition. It's a call, to care more, to notice more, to act sooner. And for John, and countless others, that awareness didn't just change their lives. It saved them. Final message for viewers, voiceover. Every year, thousands of seniors ignore the subtle but serious signs of heart failure. Don't wait. Learn the signs. Share them. Check in with your loved ones. Awareness is the first step toward healing. Your heart speaks to you every day. Make sure you're listening.